Hello, everyone, and welcome to We're Golden. Okay, well, let me start over. Let me start over. Okay, I just have to read it.
Just read
Okay.
it. Just read it.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to We're Golden. Hello, everyone, and welcome to We're Golden. It's a Golden Bachelor recap hosted by two golden women. Jody Harrison Bauer.
63. Hello, everyone.
And I'm Content Kim, 60 years old, and we are here to give you the baby boomer version of America's new favorite show, The Golden Bachelor.
Woohoo!
Woohoo! Okay, so we're going to do just a few facts and rumors really quick. Two of the girls that went home last time were Natasha and Jeannie, and I read an article about both of them that I thought was really interesting. They both had said they were kind of in a place where they didn't think that they'd forgotten how to flirt. They'd forgotten how to connect and not hook up. They weren't hooking up yet. But just to put themselves out there with guys. And they said that now they feel like this is like recharged them and they feel like they've learned they can just be themselves and date someone. Like it opened up their hearts.
They were out of practice.
Yeah, they were out of practice. But now they feel like since Gerry was there will be someone out there for them that they can find, which I thought was really sweet.
So I think Gerry provided a safe space, even though this was reality TV, but maybe what they needed was that push. And maybe that's why they tried out for the show. And so that's
and then they had the safety. One of them said, okay, so Natasha said, and I learned so much from all of the other women about dating.
Yeah.
Like they all gave their perspective on it because a lot of them had been dating.
Right. They had not been, or they had.
They had, some have and some haven't. Right. But I think the ones that haven't learned from the ones that were.
No, I think, from somebody who was almost on a reality show, I was with these people for like 4 days. It wasn't like this kind of show, but I got to know the cast so well. It was during like COVID times, so I was there as a sub. So if somebody got COVID, I would have been in the cast.
Okay.
So,
but what was that for, really quick? Because someone's going to wonder.
Oh, it was for Worst Cooks in America.
Oh yeah, okay.
On the Food Network, and so I got to know everybody so well that after 4 days, I'm still in touch with people that I met on the show, and I didn't even do the show. So I can't imagine. So I could understand a little bit how they can connect so deeply. They're together all the time. They're living in small quarters, and it's I could see how they connect. And women do help other women. We do want to help other women. And
I agree.
Maybe it might not be overly outward, but they do learn. So anyway, you were saying about Natasha learned, and so did, what was her name?
Jeannie.
Jeannie learned about, okay, I could do this. I can put myself out there and I could date.
Yes. And they said they both were going home with 21 friends, which I thought was really sweet.
Yeah, that's so sweet.
Yeah. And she said she leans on. So another thing is they said, Jeannie said she wouldn't have gone, like, if a young person had gone through this, they would have gone through it with a completely different aspect of life.
Yeah.
That she leans on the things that she learned from everything that she's gone through in her whole life. But she's happy she did it, and she feels like she will be open to whatever comes. So I think even if it's like thinking you don't want a man, you're just kind of open more to what life may bring.
Life experiences. Yeah. Maybe not be so scared to take risks or chances, or maybe going out on a blind date, not being scared to do that because, they got a taste of what it's like to maybe flirt.
Yeah.
And to get
also
dressed up.
They get to talk to the women that they met on the show. They have something in common. So it's easy to talk to them instead of talking to your girlfriend about it.
Yes. Who's been married for 45 years.
Right. And also known you through your husband and all that. So it's kind of like it's just different when you're like sharing it with someone you've known forever, as opposed to something like that.
Totally.
Like, I think that's going to be easier.
And it almost goes to the point of when you're on a plane and you tell the person sitting next to you your whole life story. So I think they're all open, and they've all had that experience of sitting next to somebody on a plane and telling them their whole life story. I know I do that like probably 50% of the time I'm on a plane. You get off the plane, you go, what? Oh my God, that person knows my whole story.
Why was I even telling you that?
Right, exactly. So I think that's lovely. And I think, a 25-year-old wouldn't walk away with that because they haven't really even experienced life.
That's true. Very true.
And then what was the other thing that you were going to mention?
The other thing I was going to mention was about April's book.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Please do tell us.
Okay, so April has
I
written
love this.
She'd written a book. Okay. April had a love affair with Frankie Valli. So for you young people who don't know who Frankie Valli is, he's like 85 now, but he used to be a huge deal back in the
Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons.
Yeah.
Good. No, I can't think of any of the songs. I'm thinking of Good Girls Don't Cry. Good girls don't cry.
Oh yeah, but I don't know if that's him or not. But anyway,
you don't think it is?
Is it?
Did I just sing that? Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead. Finish
Okay.
this. Nobody wants.
But anyway, she wrote a memoir called Big Girls Do Cry because
that's why she said it. That's why she wrote. Oh my God. I'm so smart. That's why.
So
That's why.
Okay.
Oh my God.
I wonder why
that was golden.
That was golden. I was like, why did she name it that? I wonder. I was thinking because she was so sad
Right,
she
that
cried.
was like, but I'm done. Me too. But it just literally came out of my
My God.
mouth. Okay, go
Help
ahead.
me. Okay, so it's called Big Girls Do Cry, My Love Affair with Frankie Valli. And in 2015, the New York Post covered her salacious memoir about it. And she says in the book, she lost her virginity to him in a hotel room. And she was very young and had never seen a man naked before.
Well, you know what? How old is she?
It doesn't, oh, you mean now?
Yeah, how old is
60.
she? She's 64,
65, 65.
Let's see how old.
He's 85.
Oh, okay. Oh, so wait, she's how old?
65.
Oh, so 20 years apart.
Yeah.
So she was probably 20 and he was in his 40s.
I think she was younger than 20 because she went with her parents to the first concert.
Oh, I don't like the way that sounds. Okay.
No, I think there's something not good about it.
Yeah,
but I might have to get the book just to see.
I know. All right. So still great ratings. The show is still getting great ratings. All different demographics is watching it. So we want to get into the show so we can give you our baby boomer recap on this great show. We're still loving it. It opens up with Kathy and Susan, a bunch of the girls sitting around talking, and they were saying Teresa wasn't there, but Kathy was saying, oh, that Teresa, she's so tiny. Do you see how tiny she is? And one of them said, yeah, her clothes are so little, like they're half of the size of my clothes. So I thought
she said she could fold up her t-shirts and that'd be the same size as my underwear.
Right. And so I didn't get a bad vibe from Kathy for saying that.
No.
I just thought it was kind of like in a very cute, oh, she's just so little and not hateful at all.
Kathy looks little to me also.
Yeah. I mean, they're all kind of little people.
Yeah, except I don't feel like Susan is. Do you? No. Okay.
No, I think she's bigger.
Yeah. Not in a bad way,
but just
how big? Bigger bone. Yeah.
Exactly. So the show starts out after that scene that it's going to be a talent show.
Which is hysterical.
Yeah. So what did you think of the talent show?
I thought it was great. I mean, I really did. I thought, okay, that first, so Natasha's joke, was it Natasha?
No, she's off the show.
Oh, no, it was Sandra's joke.
We forgot to say Caitlin Brislow was on the show too, so she looked cute. But anyway, yeah, she was on the show as a judge.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so the first person who went up was
it was Sandra, and she did the joke, and I thought she did a really good job. And since she's a banker, she kind of told a banker score.
Yes, that was really cute.
Actually, it says she's a retired executive assistant, but she's proud of her high credit score, which is what made me think that she's a money person.
Yes.
Yeah.
So she's not a comedian, but she told a cute joke.
And she had great timing.
She had great timing. That was really funny. And then we went, I don't know.
Kathy did push-ups.
Kathy did push-ups.
And she does have good arms.
She does. Ellen talked about sex ed for middle schoolers.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah, that was very funny.
And Nancy did so we played this game at Christmas where everyone gets in a line. They have Cool Whip right here on their hand.
Okay.
Like it's right here. And you hit your hand and it goes up and you have to put it in your mouth.
I've seen that on videos.
Yeah. So we go in a circle and do it. So that's what
she should do it.
I could do it, yeah. But it's the whole trick is just getting this off of here and air enough to get it. Yeah.
I don't think I could do it.
And so it's funny because if it's really low, you're like this. She did a great, so that was her talent.
I was very surprised that that showed a non-serious part of her personality last week. She was crying a lot because she was wearing the wedding dress. So I was really happy to see her shine and show this cute personality of hers.
Yes. And by the way, I still keep laughing about the wedding dress. Why did they think that would go well?
I'm so glad you brought that up because I was thinking about it all week. after we did the show and saw the show. And it just was, I think it was it insensitive of the producers to do
Yes.
that? They could have had another theme.
I think maybe were they
Maybe
trying to get them all
Maybe they
riled
were.
up?
They
I
were
don't
either
know.
trying to get them riled up, or they were just like maybe the
Clueless.
producers are so young, they just didn't even have a clue.
They probably, maybe they thought, oh, this will be so cute. They haven't worn a wedding dress in 50 years. They won't even remember wearing their wedding dress. When you haven't put one on for 50 years, you probably can remember it better than even if you had been 10 years.
Right. Okay, so Susan did karate.
Oh yeah, that was good.
That was really cute.
And everyone, all the other girls seemed to be all on board for everybody that went up there. They were all excited for him, except for when Leslie went up there and did her sexy dance and then said, oh, I'm a good cook too.
Yeah. A little jealousy. I think there's a little jealousy there.
But they were all quite, they thought it was a little over the top.
What did you think?
Well, they did. I thought it was a little stripperish, like a little bit. She's just trying really hard to cater to his sexual side.
Correct.
She's not that
from the very beginning.
She's not on the intellectual side for him. It doesn't seem like.
No, she is definitely going all in with her sexuality, with her fitness, with her dancing, which I mean, her dancing was cute.
It was cute, yeah.
But
and more power to her.
So if that were me and my talent was dancing, I get it. You want to show the man that you're wooing, that you're sexy. He's already knows that you're sexy because he asked you how you deal with being so sexy.
Oh, that's true. I forgot about that.
For me, I would be a little bit more aware of not pissing off the women. Like you need to have girlfriends in that house. And I think that she did probably take it. And I'm not a prude. You're not a prude, but like, I did think she took it just a little too far because you don't want to piss off the women in the house. You got to keep these ladies by your side. Otherwise they're going to like throw you under the bus,
which we saw today.
Right. Yeah. Right. We saw that.
Yeah.
So
she could have done the dance in a more tactful way, probably.
She didn't have to straddle him.
No,
she didn't have to straddle him. And then,
but also I'm going to say that took a lot of nerve to do in front of a bunch of women. I mean, if there's a bunch of guys out there, it would have been easier. Yeah.
Even, I mean, I'm pretty ballsy. I don't know if I could have done that.
I don't think I could,
because I wouldn't have wanted to make the women feel less than, especially if I did it after seeing maybe half of the women go up there.
Everyone else was doing something fun
and non-sexual.
Yeah.
I mean, the most sexual thing was what Sandra said. He chose the woman.
Oh yeah, the big boobs.
But that wasn't even, everybody laughed because everybody could get a chuckle out of a man digging a woman with big boobs.
Yeah.
Okay, so who was, we had, Faith sang.
Oh yeah, that was good.
And then April.
What was hers?
It said beatnik.
What?
It said beatnik. Like when it showed what they do, it said beatnik.
What's that mean?
Like, you know how she's kind of like woo spiritual.
Oh yes.
You know how a beatnik is sort of like a gypsy.
Yeah, but I don't remember what did she do something? Did we see it?
I didn't really get it. She was just she made a comment about something. What did she say? Something about Botox.
Oh,
remember, she's like, learn to love yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Alter, but
yes,
she's very cute about it. She goes, and there's always Botox, right?
Okay,
or something like that, which I thought was very, very cute. And again, what that does is make you look cute. It makes you look like you're being vulnerable. You're being open to Gerry, but you're also making sure you're linking arms with the girls.
That's
you're
true.
Not saying, look at me, look at me, look at me. Obviously, we're all looking at you because you're the only one on stage. Don't take it so over the top. I don't know. I think you want.
No, I think that's true. What did Joan do?
Because Joan, she did the poem. Remember?
Oh, that's right. That was cute. She didn't want to throw up on him.
Yes, that was very cute. That was very endearing. And was that it? Yeah. So,
and then she got the date with him.
So, what do you think of the date?
I don't know why I cringed when they kissed for some reason. I was just like, ew.
You did.
And I can't remember. I think that I thought the date was good. What did you think of the date? It was kind of
I mean, he was like, oh, I felt so great about it. And she felt there was a connection. There was definitely much more of a connection than they had last week when they were sitting on the top bunk
For sure, because
together.
that was kind of like, he was like, meh.
Yeah.
Yeah. She looked more confident and more calm this time.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. And it was probably because he picked her.
True.
But remember, and I wrote this down in my notes, when they took him off to the side, he said, I like the way she made me feel. And both of us looked at each other because we're here together in New York doing this together. We both kind of cringed and looked at each other because we've been talking back and forth the whole week about why is it always about the way he feels?
Yeah.
Like I would have liked to have seen him say, I like the way I would feel around her, and I'm glad that I make her feel so safe or comfortable to say those things.
Yes, because all the girls have said that he does something for them and he's never brought it up.
So maybe we're being too tough on him.
No, I'm saying we're being right.
Okay.
Because I'm like, every time I start, when you said that, I'm like, every time he speaks about after he's had a conversation with one of the girls, he says, I felt I got this. He never says anything about them.
See, and that's where I'd like to see him look more empathetic and maybe less narcissistic.
Yeah.
I don't want to use that word.
Well, that was the better word than what I was going to
What were you going to say?
I can't, what did I call him? Like not, I'm going to have to look at my notes and see.
Okay. Look in your notes. Tell me what other word. I remember you saying it to me, but I don't remember the word you used. But I just, it seems, it is important. And I'm trying to think of other bachelors and bachelorettes who've like responded in that way. It is important that they make the bachelor feel comfortable, but for him, I'd like for him to say, I'm glad she felt safe to say that to me. And therefore, that made me also feel good. She made me feel good by saying that. I don't know. I don't think he needs to talk about every single time. I like the way she made me feel. So is that why you like her?
Because she
makes you feel good. Well,
he does always say we had a connection.
He does or he doesn't?
He does.
He does.
So you know why he says that?
Because he's spreading his sperm all over the place, like Nick Cannon. I meant to say that last week because you said he's spreading.
Yeah.
And all I could think of every single time you said spread was Nick Cannon's sperm. I think he's got 20 kids now. And I think after like 20 kids, you don't have to pay child support anymore.
What?
Yes, I think there's like a law
that bullshit. Says
that if you have more than like 20 kids, you don't have to pay child support for like the 21st kid.
Oh my God. Well, I'm going to Google that.
You know, Nick Cannon is like known for like spreading his sperm.
No, but I mean, we know people that are like, we go, you need to stop. Like they're trying to propagate the world.
Right. So,
we do it. But let me go back to this because we talked about, what was I going to say here?
You're looking up that word to describe him.
Oh yeah. We were trying to describe him, but there was something else when you just said that. Okay, keep going.
All right.
It'll come to me.
I was saying that the narcissistic word, but I don't really like to throw that around too much because a lot of people throw that word around, but I'd like to just see him be more empathetic, even though he is showing empathy. Like,
yeah, because I know. No, this is what his jobs were in the past.
Oh, yes.
That's huge.
Right. So when we stopped while we were watching the show and I said, we're looking at each other and I go, wait a minute. Like all of his jobs, even though he's a restaurateur, but he was always in the sales capacity. Yes. So he always
sales and staff development and recruiting.
Right. So it was basically a lot of human resources. So he's talking to people. He's making sure that they feel good about the job they're doing. He knows exactly which questions to ask. Yeah. Right. He knows exactly what questions
how to make
it
feel good, how to bring out the best in them.
Yeah. Like, let's go team. Let's go. He knows how to do that. And his questions were
when he talked to Kathy, he knew exactly. He didn't hesitate to say, "Who do I need to be watching out for?"
Right.
He knew, because that would, a lot of people wouldn't know how to say that. They'd be like, "Oh, what is she doing?" Like they'd be thinking in their head. He just had that conversation right off the bat, like he knew exactly what was going on.
Right. No, and I like that. And some people might argue and say, well, that's confidence, that's life experiences, but I think it's a skill set he has. I think it's an absolute skill set he has. So we were talking about Joan's date with him. We thought Joan looked more relaxed. She looked more confident. He gave her a rose. They had a nice little kiss. You cringed. I didn't. I looked away for a second. I don't like to see, I just don't care for it. So they both felt really good about the date. But then the next scene is the next day, and Joan is on the phone. Oh, she tells Gerry that, it took a lot for me to be here. And my daughter just had a baby 15 days ago. And then, do you want to tell everybody what happened the next day, where she's on the phone with her daughter?
Yes. Well, she said something. What did she say the night before? That it didn't all go well?
Correct.
Okay. So then her daughter, I guess, calls her the next day and she says, I'll work it out. I'll figure it out. And then she needs to go home. She knows she wants to go home so she can take care of her.
Which I love.
Yeah.
I mean, I really love that. I would hope, and we both have adult children and in their 30s, right? Your two children are both in their 30s. Yeah, so are mine. And I mean, if either one of us were on a show like this and something happened with our kids,
I'd leave in a heartbeat.
Right. There would be no doubt. Like, I'm leaving. Like, I don't care how much of a connection. If the connection's that big between you and me, Gerry, then I'll see you on the other side.
Yeah.
Right. But right now I got to go home to my daughter who just had a baby. So.
And her daughter probably said, go mom, it'll be fine. And then she probably realized she just wanted, well, she even said that. She said, even though everything's okay, you still want your mom there. And that's the truth.
Absolutely. Yeah. So she talks to him. He's coming to the mansion and she meets him when he arrives and she tells him the story. And
you said, so then this kind of feeds into a little bit of your narcissistic, theory. Yeah. So what did he say? What did he? Well, so she explains it. It was very nice and says she hopes one of her friends gets him because he's a special guy, and she's still, like thinking he's a really, really special guy.
Right.
And all the girls are special because each one of these girls have said, "I've loved all these girls."
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what does he say?
He answered her great. He was like, "I understand." I understand.
He said
there was something he said.
He said,
end. "Oh shoot,
I'm really upset."
Oh, he said, "I'm really disappointed."
Disappointed.
I didn't like that word.
Disappointed. That was the word. Upset would have been better. I am disappointed in you for having to go home.
So to me, that sounds like, again, feeds into the narcissistic. I'm disappointed, making her feel bad. That was not his intention.
No, but what is that called? When someone is like in that, like that fatherly, I'm in charge. He said something else earlier in a different show too, that we thought that same thing.
I don't know. I do know what you're talking about.
I can't remember what he said.
It's called, but he using the word, and
domineering.
Well, like if your kids we're going to talk about our adult children all the time, but when your kids were little and they might have done something that you didn't approve of. I was very careful to say, to one of my daughters, if they were behaving, I would say to them, I don't like your behavior right now, or I don't approve of your behavior right now. I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you. I'm upset with your behavior because you try to distance that so they never think that you dislike them or something like that. Oh, it's very hard to be a parent. We're still struggling with it. But so that word approve or disapprove is a very hard hitting word. Yes, it's very domineering. It's very parent, like father figure. Controlling. Yes. We have to look that up.
Yeah, it's on the tip of my tongue.
I know what you're saying. So
if anybody knows, write it down.
Yes, please let us know. I did not like the word disappointed. He said it twice. I said to you, it would have been nicer if he said, I'm upset, or I'm so sad. If I were Joan, I wouldn't have wanted for him to say, I'm so disappointed. It would have been like,
what are you disappointed in?
Yeah.
What are you disappointed about?
I get you're disappointed that I'm leaving, but disappointed just, it rubbed me the wrong way.
It kind of rubbed me the right. No, we stopped and rewound it because I was like, what?
I know. So yeah, we need to know from you guys if you feel the same. Are you getting that same vibe that we are from Gerry? Well, we still think he's a super nice guy.
He's both.
Yeah.
If there's a flag for him, that's it.
I agree.
Yeah,
I totally agree.
And then so after Joan went home and he was sad, And she came in and cried, and all the girls were like,
Well, wait,
"Oh,
wait. She says something really, really poignant in the car on the way.
oh, that's right. I didn't write it down."
And she said, you know, she was sad that she was leaving, but being a mom and being there for her daughter. But she said Gerry made her feel wonderful. She loved the night. She's like, you know, as you get older, you become more invisible. And
More invisible than when you were, especially when you were, than when
right,
you were younger.
as
for
you get
sure.
older, you become more invisible. And
Oh,
that
her heart felt fixed.
right. And she said,
Okay.
sorry, I'm glad you read that. And she said he helped her make her heart feel more fixed.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then he made her feel seen by her saying, you know, as you get older, you become more invisible, which tugs
Because I
at my
think her
heart.
husband died only a couple of years ago.
2 years ago,
Yeah.
2019, or 4 years ago, 2019.
Right,
Maybe.
yeah.
It wasn't, it hasn't been a long time.
No.
And then the next day, after Joan leaves, he's very sad. And
No, he only died 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So it hasn't been that long. So then she goes home, Joan leaves. And I wonder, we didn't talk about this, but I wonder if like the ladies deep inside were like, we're really sorry that Joan left, sincerely, but now there are less girls to fight for him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Marina left the week before because of a family matter, and now Joan's left for a family member.
Right.
So those are two women they don't have to fight off for Gerry.
Right. And Joan got a rose, right?
She did get a rose.
So did he replace that rose to someone else that same? I don't know how many he was going to be.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I did feel like he kind of gave Kathy the rose out of pity. Did you feel that way?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So then Ellen was his date.
Yeah.
And she got to dress up and have the designer come in, which I'd never heard of the designer. Had you?
No.
Yeah.
No.
And he had terrible. Okay, okay. Don't watch this designer, but the clothes that he had for her made.
He was very cute. You know,
He was very cute, but and she
flamboyant.
loved putting all the clothes on, but they look like clothes for a 75-year-old woman. Yeah,
Right,
like
right.
you would be wearing those as grandma to the wedding at the
Yes,
wedding. That's
yes.
exactly what those dresses were. Help.
I do like the one she picked. The pink one.
It was the best of all the
It
options.
did look very pretty on her. And Gary's whole idea behind this date was, I want to do something that makes her feel special. She's never, he said, I don't get the feeling that she has taken a lot of time to pamper herself, or that.
I wonder why he thought that though.
He made it sound like she's had kind of a tough life.
Okay.
But
we don't know why.
Maybe some conversations that they've had. So I thought he was going to take her to a spa.
Oh, well, that would make more sense
when
than what he did.
Say pamper.
Yeah.
When I hear the word pamper, I think spa, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like someone's rubbing my feet.
But instead, what did he do to make her feel special?
He gave her the earrings.
He gave her a gift.
Another fucking gift. Sorry, I shouldn't have sworn. Another damn gift. And the week before, he gave her a picture of the two of them.
Which I still can't get over because I think that's a little narcissistic.
Yeah, it's like,
here's a picture of me with you.
How lucky are you that you have this framed picture that you think I went out and framed myself because I just left the set.
Sorry, Gerry, we really do think you're sweet, but there's just sides of you that you don't get.
Yeah.
With the women.
And you know what? It's part of like being a man too.
Yeah.
I think. Sorry, guys. So they go on a date. He gives her the earrings. It makes her feel really special. Neil Lane's name pops up. They were very pretty earrings and they looked very nice on her.
Mm-hmm.
And then they make out for a second on the hot air balloon.
And that didn't bother me as bad as with Joan. I don't know why.
But you and I were talking about, or like, wait a minute. He's like, again, spreading the love.
Yeah.
Like he did a little date with Joan. We didn't really feel there was that much chemistry between them. He did a little date with, now this is the second, well, he never did a date with Ellen, but this is the first date he does with Ellen. And I don't feel like there's chemistry there. I don't know. I feel like he wants to spread his sperm a little bit, let everybody know that, hey, Gerry spread a little bit of his golden sperm on everybody. And he's going to eventually get rid of the peripheral blondes and then go in deep with the brunettes.
Okay.
That's what I think.
Okay.
Because I think I don't know, I could be completely wrong.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what happens to
Do you
Teresa.
think there was a connection between him and
I think
Joan?
I think the way that Joan gets so excited when she gets a rose or gets picked for anything, and she's
Not Joan, Ellen.
Ellen, she jumps up and down and is happy about it. I think he likes to see that. He makes him feel good.
It makes
him feel like he is
bringing the joy, bringing the love,
in charge, and like giving them like that kind of thing.
In charge.
Yeah.
In charge.
Mhm.
Gary in charge.
Gary in charge.
Okay.
Gerry, who can't spell his name right, in charge.
Oh God, why did they do that? Okay, so now we go on. Now we get to some drama. We knew this was going to happen.
Mhm.
Like, listen, it's human nature. Women, men, there's going to be some jealousy. You're in those close quarters. You're all going after one man. At the beginning, it's like, yes, girl, you go.
Yeah.
You go, girl. Great date. And then all of a sudden it gets smaller and smaller, and the women start getting jealous
and tired
and tired. Yes.
and sick of each other a little bit.
Well, now you're starting to really get to know the women. So it's not just, oh my God, Kim, I love you. You're great. You're like, Kim's a pain in the ass. Or she talks about this all the time, or she's so great. So Kathy is talking to Teresa. Go ahead. What do you think of that scene?
And Teresa is telling Kathy how much her and Gerry connected, and how he said all these great things to her. And Kathy's like, what the fuck?
Right.
Yeah. Why are you saying that to me?
Right. And
she was bragging.
She just
needed to keep it to herself. Like, she could have said, I really like, I'm glad I had the opportunity to connect with him. I hope the other girls do, or anything, instead of he said this and he said this and he said this to me. And that's like saying he's mine. And I do get that. Like Kathy said, she was trying to say he's mine and da 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 da. And then April took up for her in front of everyone, which April is the bomb.
She is.
Yeah.
She and Susan are like, yeah, April, I'm liking her more and more and more. I think she's going to be the next Golden Bachelorette. I just think she's got the spunk. She's got the looks. She's got the vulnerability. I just think she's the whole package. She's
kind, and she's a therapist. So she obviously gets it. So let's see. What do they always say about therapists? That made me think about this. They always have the most fucked up life.
Yes.
Sorry about cussing.
Yes.
But and then maybe that whole thing comes from her early on affair with
Frankie Valley.
Yeah. Oh, so then she wanted to be a counselor because she was going to fix everything.
That's right. That makes sense.
But when they're all sitting in the living room, and did Teresa say something else? She started to talk about it, or April just said, you need to zip it.
What April said was Kathy was talking about something. I don't know, something about, she wasn't saying anything about her and Gerry. And April said something to the effect of, and what would be really nice is if we were all respectful and kept things to ourselves out of respect for one another.
Yes. Okay.
And did she say zip it after that? Or is that all she said? Did somebody say zip it?
I don't, maybe Kathy said zip it a lot, and I got that confused.
Maybe she did. So April said that, and then the camera zooms right over to Teresa, and she's like kind of clueless. And we're trying to figure out if she's cunning or just dumb.
I thought she was just dumb, but then at the end, it was more cunning. That was on purpose.
That was bad.
Yeah.
So April says that, then she asked April, Teresa then confronts April and says, hey, listen, do we basically have a problem? She's like, no, your problem's with Kathy. Go talk to Kathy. So in the meantime, Kathy was on her date with, not her date, but Kathy and Gerry were talking. And
Kathy tells Gerry she's had a hard day and she's all upset. So then Gary's like, oh, this is where Gerry knew exactly what to ask. He said, who should I be worried about? I don't know if he used the word worried, but who should I look out for? Who should I look out for? Yeah. And I'm like, he knew exactly what to ask. Most guys would be clueless what to ask. They'd be like, what's wrong? What did somebody do something mean to you? Not even thinking, who do I need to look out for?
Life experiences.
Or he's so self-centered. That was the first thing he thought of.
Himself.
She's upset. How's that going to affect me?
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one.
Maybe
that might be right, but
it also could be
you know, his life experiences and what he's done for a living and talking to people and just understanding. I think he understands people really well, and he knows how to kind of manipulate a conversation to make sure that it goes the way he wants to go. I'm not saying he's manipulative. I'm just saying he's very smart about, he's got a good personality. He knows how to use it. He knows what to get out of people and how to motivate them. And, you know, he's a good people person. But yeah, maybe it was, he was thinking, how does this affect me? So at the beginning, before we started this journey, I told you, because Kim, I've watched Bachelor and Bachelorette, probably more episodes than you have.
A lot more, yes.
And so you were like, I was talking to you about, there's always a tattletale person. And that was the first sign we saw when there starts becoming some jealousy. And she didn't give a name, right? Did she give? No, she didn't give a name.
Did she ever say
no. And he walked into the mansion and he started hearing conversations.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So,
but he did say, it would still, then when they're interviewed, like he gets the camera by himself and he says, I'm not up for all this drama, and it makes the system not work. It causes a problem.
Yes, he did say that.
Then he comes in the house and finds the girls talking and April crying and
right. So Teresa's on the bed.
I mean, Teresa's crying.
Teresa's crying. She's on the bed after she talks to Kathy.
And Kathy tells her like it is.
Yes.
And said, yeah, Kathy tells her, you can't go around and say that. It made me feel bad. It's going to make anyone feel bad that you're doing that. Like you're saying, he told me all these nice things. I'm so special, blah, 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 blah. And no one else said to her ever, Teresa, he said this to me. He said this to me. No,
she needs to shut her mouth.
Yeah, she needs to shut her mouth.
She keeps, and
so she's not very smart if she doesn't clue in that she's the only one saying it.
Right. And she keeps saying these things to Kathy. And so part of me, I wrote this down, part of me thinks, look, that's the way Kathy is feeling when Teresa tells her these things is not really Teresa's problem if Kathy is jealous. But what Teresa needs to understand is, hey, I'm living with these women. I really should shut the hell up and not share all my.
Should not be so insensitive.
Right. She was being very insensitive, unless she was trying to get under Kathy's skin, but
and make Kathy feel insecure, right? And like she doesn't have a chance. And so why try?
Right. So again, it's that. Yeah, I don't think that she's being very smart about the way she's dealing with the women, and they're your allies here. Like, you can't be the girl that just gets the boy and then forgets about your girlfriend. You've got to be as much of a girl's girl in there as you possibly can. So yeah, wake up. Don't be so, don't smell the roses. Otherwise you're not going to get a rose. That was a good one. Right. So Kathy's like the star of this episode.
Yeah.
She's all over the place. She's the narrator. She's letting Teresa know how she feels. And then she has her time with Gerry, tells him that stuff. And he comes back. Oh, that's what he says. He goes, hold on a minute. And I thought when he said that, he was going to go in to find out who got her upset.
Did she not say?
No, she never said it.
Wait,
did she?
Did Teresa say Kathy? Yeah. And he said,
yes, you're right.
Why would Kathy do that?
No, why would Teresa do that? Kathy said it was Teresa. He asked who it was, right? And he said, why would Teresa doesn't strike me as that kind of person?
Right. But when he was talking to Teresa, she said, Kathy's upset with me, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But then he said, but did Kathy must feel like, he said, if you didn't think you did anything wrong, then don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, like a dad.
Oh yeah.
Daddish.
And that made her feel good though. She was like, he's on my side.
Right.
So he was really just giving her, like, saying, shut the hell up. You're causing drama.
Yeah.
But she's like, he likes me and is telling me not to worry about it.
Yeah. I don't think he was.
But Kathy already had a rose.
Right. So she tells him about the Teresa thing. And he says to her, can you just wait here for a minute?
Oh,
right.
Yeah.
So he leaves. And what we're watching it at the same time, I was thinking to myself, oh, he's going to go into the mansion now and go, who's getting Kathy upset? But what he did was he came back with a rose, which I was very surprised that he did that.
Yeah.
Were you?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think it was a pity rose.
She didn't care.
No, no, and I get it. She just wanted, she, in reference to what Joan said, as we get older, we get more invisible. She just wanted to be seen and heard.
Yeah, because Teresa just made her feel like shit.
Yes, yes. And
Yeah.
so my heart went out to Kathy in this episode. It really did.
And also when Teresa asked Kathy about it, Teresa said on the stairs,
yes,
Kathy, what did I do that really upset you? When she explained it to her, Teresa said, I had no intention of doing that. I didn't mean to do that. And Kathy said, I don't believe you. I like that.
Me too.
She held her, I mean, she was like, you were being insensitive. You need to zip it. Maybe that's when zip it.
Oh yeah, maybe that is when she said it. But yeah, she did call her out because
she didn't back down.
I didn't really believe Teresa either. It's like, Teresa, shut the hell up.
Yeah.
This girl's telling you that you're talking too much and just like wake up.
Yeah.
Like wake up. Yeah, Teresa acted like towards the end of the episode, we see
she was just standing there like
looking
this,
like a little child.
And then she had her lipstick all over her face, like
she looked like a little
she
girl that was beat up.
Yeah, like I'm so sad. Everybody pay attention to me. I've been abused.
Right, exactly. Let's see. Oh, so during this last rose ceremony on this episode, Gerry says that he wants to talk to every single woman before the rose ceremony. So he talks to Faith, they connect. They said, yes, we're both into each other. They do a little kiss.
Did he talk to April?
Nope, they didn't show that.
Okay.
Nope, they didn't. April told Teresa to keep her mouth shut. I have that in the note. So going back to what we were just talking about, April had told Teresa to keep her mouth shut. So Gerry and Faith connected. Teresa confronts April, said, talk to Kathy. Okay, we did that. And then, we talked about all that. Kathy cries to Gerry. And
then, okay, so he gives everyone their rose, right? And the ones that went home were.
Wait, can I say one more thing about Kathy?
Yeah.
She says, you're being possessive and territorial. That's how it comes off. She used those words.
I think it's true.
Yeah. Yeah, like she was acting like she had it in the bag, and that's not a nice way to make all of us feel. However, we all are responsible for our own feelings. So I disagree with her saying that you're making me feel, because those feelings can be controlled by Kathy herself.
Right. That's when you said, oh, she's being jealous and petty.
Yes.
But also Kathy was being insensitive.
Teresa was being
insensitive. Teresa was being insensitive.
I agree. I think she is being insensitive.
But then after they all got the rose.
Oh my God.
What did Teresa turn to her and say?
Oh, what did she say? She said something. She said, she went back to it and she said, when Gerry came in and saw me crying
on the bed,
he said the nicest things to me. You're like,
yeah. And she said, you need to keep those things. That's what she said. You need to zip it. You need to keep those things to yourself.
She's like, keep those things to yourself.
Yeah, that's the stuff that you keep to yourself. Like, you are so dumb. So then she says,
I don't know. So Kathy says, I don't know if this girl's just really, really dumb. Or she didn't say cunning, but
she did say cunning.
She did?
Yeah.
Or cunning.
Yeah.
So we will have to see. We will have to see about this.
No, the look on her face was cunning. She had that smirk on her face like she knew what she was doing.
As soon as she got the rose.
Yeah, after that red lipstick was all over her lips.
Oh my God, that was awful.
She just looked mean and petty and icky. Yeah.
So
Christina went home and Edith. That was it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had high hopes for Edith. And she was the first one out of the limo. She's absolutely stunning, but they just did not.
Did we ever see one interaction with them?
Nope. No, I never saw, besides the group date where they were dressing up.
And a lot of people think not a lot of people, but you keep hearing how beautiful she is. But I don't think she has the personality to be the Bachelorette.
No. She's not going to be the Bachelorette.
Okay.
No.
Okay. So you want to do the
Right.
awards?
So it's like what we talked about when we first started this podcast is that, these women are all very attractive and very smart, but like they don't have a personality. There's got to be the chemistry.
Yeah.
There's a reason why you married your husband. There's a reason why I married my husband. There's got to be chemistry. It's not all about looks. It's not all about personality. It's the whole package. And that's,
Who are the ones that you think have the best personality that could be the Bachelorette?
I think the ones with the best personalities are Susan and
April.
Susan and April. Yeah.
And Nancy, she may be too nice.
We, like you said, we saw that cuteness come out of her when she did the whipped cream thing. I thought that was how old is she?
60.
She's only 60.
I think she's beautiful.
She's stunning.
Mm-hmm.
So he gave roses to
Leslie, Kathy, Joan, who went home anyway, Faye, April, Ellen, Teresa, Susan,
Sandra,
and Nancy. That's a lot.
Wait, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 9 of them.
Yeah, that's a lot. We still have 9 left.
Yeah, but we have how many more episodes left? Like
it was 10 episodes. This is the third,
right?
7.
Yeah. So, all right, so let's go into our first award.
Okay, so our recap and superlatives. So the styling or style person.
Okay, so best style.
Well, it's not going to Ellen. But she didn't have good choices.
No, I think I really loved the way April looked.
Yeah, she did look cute.
I liked how she looked throughout
her hair and everything. Yeah.
And in the rose ceremony, I thought, her hair looked pretty. And I think Susan looked great too. So again, last week I said Susan.
And I said April.
And you said April. So I think those two are still there.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then we have, I love this one.
With a pot stirring, we can tell.
Girl.
Do you think Kathy was trying to stir the pot by telling? I mean, that wasn't very good to tell Gerry.
No, that was the tattletailer.
So the 2 pot stirrers, there's 2 of them. Actually, Leslie was a pot stirrer too, because she did the
I thought Leslie stirred the pot this week. I think Leslie, and you know what?
And so did no Teresa.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Totally. I would say overall the pot stirrer this week was Teresa.
Yeah.
It's Teresa.
Okay.
And best outfit.
We kind of do that with the other
let's
one.
forget that one.
Okay.
Worst outfit.
I didn't see any.
I didn't see any really bad outfits.
Best flirt.
I think it goes to Leslie again.
Yeah. God, she got it last time.
Yep. Best in bed.
Who we think's best in bed? I said Edith last time.
She went home.
And she went home, so I have to come up with some new. You said Teresa.
Let me see. I would say you. I'm going to say best in bed.
Well, hey, my God! Now we got to say April. She's been with Mr. Valley since she was 12.
April. Let's say April. We both agree on that one. April. Yeah. And then for the Squirm-worthy award, I'm trying to think of when I squirmed the most.
I squirmed when Joan and Gerry kissed.
And I squirmed when Ellen and Gerry kissed on the balloon, on the hot air balloon. I didn't love that. But then I also squirmed when he gave Kathy the rose.
Yeah, you did.
I did. Okay, that's what I'm going to say. Squirmed the most.
Okay,
I did squirm. I looked at you and I was like, oh. And then friend-worthy, the person that I would want to be friends with on this episode, I'd have to go with April.
Me too, because I like that she stood up in front of everyone.
Yep. Yeah, I really like the way she handled that issue between Kathy and Teresa. She was like, hey, listen, wasn't me. Talk to her.
Yeah.
This is go to the source. And I like that. That shows accountability. Somebody has a problem with you, It's not, I'm not the person. I'm just speaking overall.
But I think it's wrong what you did.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. And she called her out but she didn't name names in the group setting when she said about being
That's true.
respectful. So self-respect.
And the only person that thought about it was Teresa.
Yeah.
Or they made it that way.
So overall,
Mhm.
we got to see that Teresa was maybe a little cunning, maybe a little devious, maybe, I think, if anything, I would call Teresa, I wouldn't call her dumb, I wouldn't call her cunning, I would say clueless. I think she's just clueless. I really do. We'll have to see. You think cunning?
I think cunning.
All right. I don't know. She
could be just clueless.
I think she's clueless, but insensitive. Like,
Yeah.
wait, girlfriend, like how
I wouldn't want her to be my
I
friend.
wouldn't want her to be my friend
No.
either. And I think somebody should sit Gerry down and say, Gerry, it's not all about you. I know you are the star of the show, but like maybe we can change the wording a little bit.
Yeah,
That's
because when
just
you go
rubbing me
home
the
with one
wrong
of these
way.
girls, they're gonna be like, ugh.
You said that last week too.
I did.
You did. You
Okay.
said, these girls are going to get him home, whoever it is, and they're going to tell him how it's going down. That's what you said. That's what you said. I think he's going to see what she's like, unless he's just blindsided by her overall sexiness. and
Teresa's?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He seems to be into her.
he does. And she's got a cute little figure.
She does.
Yeah. And we kind of already said who we thought the next bachelorette would be. We thought April.
I think that running is Susan and April. I really do. I think they have the best personalities. They're both beautiful. I mean, look, at this point, they're all beautiful, but I think personality is what is going to separate the girls from the women.
They're going to have personality if they're going to be leading the show. Yeah.
Personality.
But so tell me again, in the past, people who've gone on to be the bachelorette, does it matter when they get kicked off or when they don't get a rose, or is it usually at the very end?
It's towards the end.
Okay.
So it's towards the end. So let's just say, I would say that if our predictions are correct, that we both think that Susan or April would make good bachelorettes, I think they have to make it, I think, until episode 5 or 6. Where it gets down to, because they're not going to say, oh, Edith, we thought you were so beautiful, but you were kicked off at episode 3.
Okay.
Because the fans don't, they
don't know her.
The people watching the show don't even get to know her.
Yeah.
So the fans watching the show have to get to know the people in the cast.
Okay.
To connect with them.
Okay.
So it's just like we're like connecting with all of these women. But then when Edith and Christina went home, we were like, yeah, well, we didn't even get to know who they were.
Yeah.
Like we don't know them. We're not invested in them at all. And right now, the person I'm invested with, Kathy, I look at Kathy a little differently this week than I did last week. I'd like to see her. I might root for her a little bit.
Oh yeah, I like Kathy.
I know you liked Kathy last week.
I think she's probably a really good friend to have.
I do too.
Yeah. She's a big cheerleader.
She's
a group think, even though she
and April seem to be like, and maybe Susan a little bit, but Kathy's like the narrator. She's everything, but
yeah, they called it Kath. There was Aprilisms and Kathyisms, and we definitely saw those on the show today.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right. So I think we just did this. This was a very interesting show. So thank you guys so much for listening to our 3rd recap of the Golden Bachelor. All right, we'll do this. Here we go. Thank you so much for turning into We're Golden. If you enjoyed this episode, please be sure to subscribe and follow so you don't miss future episodes. If you found fun or value in our content, please subscribe, rate, and review us on your favorite podcast platforms. Connect with us on social media with me at Jody Harrison Bauer, and with Kim at Content Kim and Mother Knows Best. Thanks again. And stay golden.
See you next week.
Bye.